Is it normal to feel this useless? Right, let's get this out in the open. If you've just started learning to ride, and you feel like an absolute muppet most of the time, you're not broken. You're normal. In fact, you're about as normal as it gets. Every single rider who's ever thrown a leg over a bike has been exactly where you are now, stalling at lights, wobbling through corners, wondering if they'll ever feel like they know what they're doing. The problem is, nobody talks about this bit. You see riders zipping around confidently. You watch YouTube videos of people who make it look easy, and you think something's wrong with you. But here's the truth. Those riders were rubbish once too. They just don't remember it clearly. Or they've conveniently forgotten how many times they stalled, dropped their bike in a car park, or sat at home wondering if they'd made a terrible mistake buying that motorcycle. This chapter is here to normalize the mess. We're going to look at why learning to ride feels so impossibly hard, what real progress actually looks like, not the Hollywood version, and how to tell if you're getting better even when it doesn't feel like it. Most importantly, we'll talk about the small wins you can chase right now to build your confidence, because feeling rubbish doesn't mean you are rubbish. Why learning to ride feels so hard at first. Learning to ride a motorcycle is objectively difficult. You're not imagining it. Most skills you've learned in your life, driving a car, riding a bicycle, even learning to swim, involve fewer simultaneous tasks than riding a motorbike. On a bike, you're managing the clutch, throttle, front brake, rear brake, gear shifter, steering, balance, vision, and traffic awareness all at once. Oh, and you're doing it while wearing a helmet that limits your peripheral vision and gloves that make everything feel a bit clumsy. Your brain is trying to process about 15 things per second, and right now, it doesn't have the autopilot pathways built yet. That's why everything feels overwhelming. When you're starting out, even simple maneuvers like pulling away from a stop require conscious thought about every single step. Clutch in, first gear, check mirrors, indicate. Clutch to friction zone, bit of throttle, feed the clutch out slowly, more throttle, balance, steer. It's exhausting. Compare that to getting in a car. You turn the key, put it in drive or first gear, and off you go. Even manual cars are easier because you're sitting in a stable box with 4 wheels, not balancing a 200 kilograms machine between your thighs while trying to remember which foot does what. Then there's the mental load. Motorcycling requires you to constantly scan 4 hazards: gravel, diesel spills, potholes, car doors, pedestrians, other vehicles. You're vulnerable in a way you've never been before, and your brain knows it. That background anxiety saps your energy and makes everything feel harder. The good news: this phase doesn't last forever. Your brain is incredibly good at automating repetitive tasks. In a few weeks, clutch control will start to feel natural. In a few months, you'll change gears without thinking. The trick is accepting that right now it's supposed to feel hard, and that doesn't mean you're bad at it. What normal progress looks like over the first few weeks and months. Let's talk about what you can realistically expect if you're putting in regular practice. Not YouTube level, not natural talent level, just ordinary, steady progress for someone who's learning like a normal human being. Weeks 1 to 2. Everything is chaos. You stall constantly. Your starts are jerky. You feel like you're wrestling the bike rather than riding it. You might manage to ride in a straight line at a steady speed, but the moment you have to do anything else, turn, stop, change gear, it all falls apart. This is normal. Weeks 3 to 4. You start to have moments where the clutch makes sense. You'll pull away smoothly once or twice and think, oh, that's what they mean. Then you'll immediately stall 3 times in a row and feel like an idiot again. You're starting to shift gears without looking down at the lever quite so much. Progress here isn't smooth, it's patchy. Months 2 to 3. You can ride around a quiet car park or residential street without panicking. Pulling away is mostly reliable now, though you still get the odd embarrassing stall. Gear changes are clunky, but functional. You're starting to think about other traffic instead of just surviving the bike itself. Cornering still feels weird, but you're not terrified every time. Months 4 to 6. Things are starting to click. You can ride to the shops or work without it being a massive ordeal. You stall maybe once a month instead of once a ride. Your gear changes are smoother. Corners feel less like you're gambling with your life. You still make mistakes, but they're smaller ones, and you recover from them better. Month 6 to 12, you're competent. Not perfect, not fast, but competent. You can handle most normal roads and traffic situations without drama. You're learning to read traffic and position yourself well. You still have off days, where everything feels clumsy, but most days, you feel like a proper rider. Here's the thing, everyone's timeline is different. If you're practicing twice a week, you'll progress faster than someone who rides once a fortnight. If you're anxious by nature, you might take longer to relax into it. If you've got decent instructors and supportive mates, you'll improve quicker. The timeline above is just a rough guide, not a test you need to pass. The key marker of progress isn't perfection, it's that things which felt impossible last month now feel merely difficult. That's it. That's what you're looking for. The difference between being unsafe and just being inexperienced. This is a big one, because new riders often confuse the two. Let's be clear. Inexperience is normal and fixable. Being unsafe is neither. You're inexperienced if you're clumsy but careful. Maybe you wobble at low speeds, stall occasionally, take ages to complete a turn, or need a few goes to reverse into a parking space. These things are embarrassing, but they're not dangerous, as long as you're doing them in appropriate places: car parks, quiet streets, controlled environments. You're unsafe if you're taking risks beyond your skill level. That means trying to keep up with faster riders on unfamiliar roads, riding in heavy traffic before you're ready, ignoring basic safety checks, or pushing yourself into situations that scare you because you don't want to look weak. Unsafe is when your ego writes checks your ability can't cash. A mate of mine, let's call him Dan, bought a 650cc bike as his first. He'd passed his test, but barely. First weekend, his mates invited him on a fast beer road ride. He went along, spent the whole time terrified, and nearly came off twice trying to keep up through corners. That's unsafe. He was in over his head and knew it, but pride kept him there. Compare that to another new rider, Sarah. She bought a 125 and spent her first 3 months pootling around town, practicing in supermarket car parks on Sunday mornings, and gradually building up to busier roads. She looked slow and felt self-conscious, but she was safe. Inexperienced, yes. Dangerous, no. Here's the test. If you're making mistakes, but staying within your limits, you're fine. If you're pushing past your limits because someone else expects it, or because you're trying to prove something, you're being unsafe. Learn the difference. Protect the first one, fix the second one immediately. Being a slow, cautious, wobbly beginner is not just acceptable, it's the smart move. You'll get faster and smoother with time. But if you rush it and hurt yourself, you might not get time at all. How to tell if you're actually improving? Small signs of progress. Progress in motorcycling doesn't announce itself with fanfare. You won't wake up one day and suddenly be good. Instead, you'll notice tiny improvements that don't feel like much in the moment, but add up over time. Small signs you're getting better. You stall less often. Maybe you used to stall 5 times a ride. Now it's once or twice. That's progress. Eventually it'll be once a week, then once a month. Count it. You're starting to anticipate things. You see a car indicating, and you're already planning to slow down or change position. Your brain is learning to process traffic patterns instead of just reacting to them. You can hold a conversation in your head. Early on, riding takes 100% of your focus, but after a while, you'll catch yourself thinking about what's for dinner, or humming a song while you ride. That means the basic skills are becoming automatic. You're recovering from mistakes faster. You hit a false neutral. 2 months ago you'd have panicked. Now you just click down and carry on. You took a corner a bit wide. You correct it and move on instead of dwelling on it for the rest of the ride. Your gear changes are smoother. Not perfect, but less clunky. You're finding neutral more easily. The clutch is starting to feel like an extension of your hand, rather than a puzzle you have to solve every time. You're less exhausted after rides. A 20-minute ride used to leave you mentally drained. Now you can do 40 minutes and feel fine. That's because your brain isn't working as hard on the basics anymore. You're starting to notice other riders' mistakes. You see someone wobbling at a junction and think, "Ah, they're new too." That means you're developing judgment and awareness skills you didn't have when everything was overwhelming. Routes that scared you last month feel manageable now. Maybe it's a particular junction, a steep hill, or a stretch of faster road. If you're doing things now that terrified you before, you're improving even if new things still scare you. Don't wait for the big breakthrough moments. Look for these quiet little wins. Add them up. That's how real progress works. Simple confidence building wins you can get in an empty car park. If you're feeling rubbish, the quickest way to feel less rubbish is to stack up some small successes. And the best place to do that is somewhere with zero traffic, zero pressure, and plenty of space to mess up. A big, empty car park is your friend. What to practice and why each one builds your confidence. Smooth stops and starts. Set yourself a simple goal. Pull away cleanly 5 times in a row without stalling. Then increase it to 10. Focus on being smooth, not fast. Every clean start is a win. When you nail 10 in a row, you'll ride home feeling like a different person. Slow riding in a straight line. Can you ride at walking pace in first gear for 20 meters without putting your feet down? This is harder than it sounds and brilliant for balance. It teaches you to use tiny throttle and clutch inputs to stay stable. When you can do this, tight spaces and slow traffic stop being scary. Figure 8 turns. Mark out to circles, use cones, water bottles, anything about 5 meters apart. Ride a figure 8 around them, nice and slow. This builds your cornering confidence and teaches you to look where you're going. If you drop the bike doing this, it's at 5 miles per hour on flat ground, no drama. Emergency stops from low speed. Start at 15 miles per hour. Pull in the clutch and brake firmly to a stop. Do this 10 times until it feels controlled and predictable. You're building muscle memory for panic situations, but in a safe environment where you're ready for it.